When Khamzat Chimaev defeats Robert Whittaker at UFC Saudi Arabia, Khamzat will get the next title shot. Israel Adesanya, Sean Strickland, and Nassourdine Imavov are all worthy challengers at welterweight, but Khamzat Chimaev is inevitable. Khamzat Chimaev, the world-famous boogeyman of the UFC, is set to face off against Robert Whittaker in a highly anticipated middleweight bout at UFC Saudi Arabia. Chimaev, known for his relentless fighting style, insane persona, and undefeated record, has begun his ascension of the ranks in what seems to be his permanent home at 185 pounds. His next opportunity against Whittaker represents a crucial stepping stone for Chimaev, as a win would significantly bolster his claim for a title shot in the middleweight division. Even though he currently lacks a win over a ranked middleweight, Khamzat has shown he has the skill set to handle the best, beating the likes of Kamaru Usman, Kevin Holland, and Gilbert Burns in his last 3 fights. Robert Whittaker, a former UFC champion and all-time great, presents a formidable challenge for Chimaev. Whittaker's experience and skill set make him one of the toughest competitors in the division, regardless of his age. He holds wins over Marvin Vettori and Paulo Costa in the last 2 years, showing that he still deserves to be ranked as high as he is. However, Chimaev's unique blend of striking and grappling has proven to be a difficult puzzle for his opponents to solve, and at this point in Bobby Knuckles' career, I don't see him surviving Khamzat. Should Chimaev secure a victory over Whittaker, it would undeniably catapult him into the title conversation, bypassing other contenders who have recently notched wins. Among those contenders are Sean Strickland and Nassourdine Imavov, both of whom have made strong cases for a title shot with their wins in the last couple of weeks. Strickland, who recently held the belt himself, dominated Paulo Costa at UFC 302, despite the terribly judged SD. His brash personality never fails to put him on the radar as a potential title challenger, calling for a shot in his post-victory octagon interview. However, unfortunately for Sean, nobody is necessarily begging to see him get another attempt at the belt. Even though he arguably beat Dricus Du Plessis, Sean is an extremely polarizing fighter that doesn't necessarily pop out at you in terms of style. He has entertaining fights, but his win over Costa didn't make the level of statement needed to put a title shot back in his hands. Nassourdine Imavov, on the other hand, has been steadily climbing the middleweight ranks with a series of technical and decisive victories. Even though the fight was stopped prematurely by Jason Herzog last Saturday, Imavov had a lot of time to work with, and Cannonier was obviously stunned. His well-rounded skill set and strategic fight IQ have made him a formidable, fresh contender for Dricus Du Plessis to face. The French fighter has showcased his ability to handle a variety of fighting styles as well, making him a versatile threat in the division. Despite his accomplishments, Imavov has yet to face the level of competition that a former champion like Whittaker represents, and a debatable stoppage against Jared Cannonier will keep his legitimacy in question. Imavov also called out Sean Strickland in his post-fight interview, showing that he isn't completely pushing for a title shot. The last possible option ahead of Chimaev would be one of the greatest 185-pounders of all time and former middleweight champion, Israel Adesanya. Adesanya's storied career and previous reign as champion make him a perpetual contender. His storyline and bad blood with Dricus Du Plessis also adds flair to a potential matchup between them. However, Chimaev's ability to generate excitement in his own right helps mitigate the star power argument in favor of Adesanya. The last stylebender has been inactive for over 9 months, and the way he lost the title, in a complete dismantling, isn't helping his case. The UFC has shown a propensity to reward fighters who capture the public's imagination and have steaming hype trains behind them, and Chimaev fits that mold perfectly. The stakes of the Chimaev-Whittaker fight extend beyond just the immediate result. Chimaev's persona and fighting style have made him a fan favorite, and his success in multiple weight classes has demonstrated his versatility and skill. A win over Whittaker would not only validate Chimaev's talents to an even higher degree, but also his image as an undefeated phenom. This is Chimaev's first time fighting in a main event slot, in a new location of Saudi Arabia, which also works in his favor of shooting his shot at Dana White and the matchmakers. Chimaev and Du Plessis would be a highly marketable title fight that would draw significant viewership and interest from MMA fans worldwide. When he beats Robert Whittaker on June 22, there's no doubt in my mind that Boers will earn his first inevitable title shot.